What is up, guys, and welcome back to the Gear4music Drums channel. I am joined today with Myles.
Hello.
And today we are both checking out the brand new Kompressor Series snare drums from Sonor. Let's check them out. All right then, guys, so as we said at the start of the video, today we are checking out something really special. We have a brand new series of snare drums from our lovely friends at Sonor Drums, the Kompressor Series.
Compressors.
The Kompressor Series just comprises of metal snare drums. We have 3 snare drums with us today. The snare drum that I am holding is the 14 by 6.5 black nickel over brass snare drum. What have you got in your hands there, Myles?
I have the 1mm steel snare drum, which is heavy.
And over here on the snare drum stand, this absolute beast.
Beast of a drum.
Beast of a snare drum here. That's the 14 by 8 aluminium snare drum, and that is a 2mm shell. All 3 drums have these quintessential Sonor lugs with the tune safe on them as well, which means that your drums aren't going to slip out of tune when you're playing. They give a really nice, reliable tuning. On these 2 drums, the brass and the steel, we have the double lugs, and on the aluminium, we have the 2 single lugs because the snare drum is so deep.
Too big.
It's just too deep. You wouldn't be able to have the double lugs on them at all.
So on all of the compressor snares, you're going to get 2.3mm power hoop, triple flanged hoops. These are going to give you a real bright rim click and a powerful rim shot as well.
Yeah, and with triple flanged hoops, you do get a much more open sound, which really allows you to hear the characteristics of the materials used in these drums as well.
Especially if you couple it with die cast, the resonance just won't be there quite as much.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Another characteristic which makes Sonor, well, I should say synonymous with Sonor, is the undersized shell. It's what that does is allow the bearing edge to hit the head more consistently, and it doesn't interfere with the collar of the drum head. And then couple that with the tune-safe lugs, you're going to have consistent tuning, easy tuning, and staying in tune for longer as well.
Now, another thing to mention on these drums is definitely the throw-off and the strainer. So these are the Sonor standard throw-off and strainer, but there's definitely nothing standard about this throw-off in my eyes. It's really, really great feel. It's got really nice machining. The sort of throwing the snares off and putting them back on is really smooth, and it's really nice. And it's also really easy to adjust the snare and strainer tension with this, with this knob right here. Definitely a really sort of pro feeling throw-off.
Definitely, definitely. So with all these drums, you have a pretty high-end features, but they're not going to be a high-end price. You're looking at anywhere between $260, $270, up to about the mid-500 range. So real quality mid-range snare drums from Sonor.
Yeah, and this is something that Sonor has not really done before, is have a metal snare range in this price range. They do have the AQ2 snares that come with the kits, but these snare drums basically offer people to own a piece of Sonor, like a nice snare drum, but at a much more accessible price and still having that signature Sonor sound. So like you said, there's 8 snare drums in this, ranging from like a 13 by 7 all the way up to the 14 by 8, which we have here in varying materials, the steel, the aluminium, and the brass as well, which gives you a really wide range of choices, and I'm sure anybody can find the snare drum they're looking for within this lineup.
Easily.
Yeah. Cool, I think that's probably enough talking. I know people want to hear the drums, so let's have a listen to this beast of a 14 by 8 snare. Woo. Wow, that is actually so incredible sounding. That's absolute beast. There's so much tone in that drum.
Yeah, and the depth really comes through.
I felt it in my heart.
You love it already.
Yeah, in my heart, you know, that thud that you get right in your chest when you hear like a big snare drum like that. And aluminium is one of my favorite metals for snare drums, one of my favorite materials, because it's got really sweet sort of high-end overtones, but also it's got this sort of fluffy, drier quality to it.
Yeah, I think that really comes through, especially with this depth as well. You get the brightness and the quality of aluminium, but then you also couple that with the body that the size gives, and it really complements it really nicely.
Yeah, I think the snare drum's got so much character, and you could tune it super high or you can tune it super low, and you're gonna get two completely different sounds. And mentioning that, if you do want to check out later in the video, we have a timestamp where you can go and listen to all these snares one by one. We're going to do that later in the video. We're going to do a high tuning, we're going to do a medium tuning, and we're going to do a low tuning for all three snare drums now. If you want to skip ahead and watch that, feel free. We're just going to talk a little bit more about these. Right, now all the losers have gone. Let's talk drums. I think it's definitely my turn to play.
Yeah, I think so too.
I'm going to go for the brass. I'm going to go for the brass.
All them chops.
All them chops, no dinner. Yeah.
That is, you can really hear the brass on that one.
Yeah, it's got that brass quality. It's got those sort of MIDI sort of overtones, you know, sort of mid-range feeling. It's
Beautiful
really
sustain.
full and warm sounding. You know, it's just a great sounding drum. It's a great sort of depth as well. It's a 6.75, did you say? Or 6.5?
6.5.
6.5, this one. Yeah. It's just a quintessential sound, you know. It's a sound that, you know, this sort of like brass, that sort of, you know, 1.2 mil brass, snare drum, 14x6 sound that is just used, you know, by countless drummers. It sounds absolutely incredible, and it's going to sound great on so many different tracks as well.
And the black nickel finish as well.
It's beautiful.
It looks fantastic.
Yeah.
It really matches the aesthetic of the lugs.
Sold. I'll buy two, please.
Well, you haven't heard the steel one yet.
I haven't heard the steel one yet. Let's go. Steel City, baby. I think that's what you call funk personified.
That is.
It's so nice, such a sweet crack to it. It's so like staccato. It's there straight away. It's just in, it's out. It's beautiful.
That's everything of the undersized shell, the triple flanged hoops, the tune safe lugs, being able to keep it in that tight tension.
Yeah.
This is great. You can imagine this live, cut through like a breeze.
I want to see like David Garibaldi playing this snare, you know, just like linear, sort of just beautiful, funky grooves. It's just like so tight and crisp.
Yep.
It's going to suit that style. It's going to suit so many styles, but I mean, it just sounds absolutely incredible.
It looks classic as well.
Yeah.
Like I've got an old Sonor Performer snare, steel as well, and it's very similar sounding, but mine's like 6.5. But this is that quintessential, the steel, almost Timbali-esque overtone ring that you just love to hear with a steel drum.
Yeah, there's something about that sort of 14 by 4.7?
575.
575, yeah. It's just a great sort of range. It's just the sound, it's just that crack. Man, I'm addicted to crack. I'm drum crack, you know? I'm addicted to the drum crack, and I'm not afraid to say it because that's just a piece of me. Like, when you sit behind a kit and the snare drum gives you so much back, that's what that snare drum's all about.
It's what helps you
master.
play as well.
Yeah.
It's what, like, you're getting the feeling from the drum, and you can feel it when you get this to the tuning we have now, and you get that ring and that punch in the gut. You feel your backbeat. You feel you're connected to the drum, and then the audience feel it, and the band feel it, all because it's singing.
Yeah, I think all of these snares definitely have their own characteristics, and there's so many different snares in this lineup, and you know, for a really sort of accessible price, you can own a really, really great Sonor drum. And what we're going to do now, like I said earlier in the video, we're going to listen to all of these drums side by side at different tunings. So we're going to go high tuning, medium tuning, and a low tuning for all three of these snares. We're going to do that now, and we'll see you after that.
And there we have it, the brand new compressor snare range from Sonor, however you want to pronounce it. We have here today the 14x8 polished aluminium, the 14x6.5 brass with the black nickel plating, and the 14x5.75 steel. These have been incredible drums to play.
Absolutely amazing, Jeffrey. And I really enjoyed it. And you know what you should do if you've enjoyed it? You should like and subscribe to the Gear4music Drums channel. Leave us a little comment down below. Let us know which one was your favourite and if there's anything else you want to see from us in the future. I've been Theo.
I've been Myles.
Have a great day.
Bye.